Greenwich, WGCH.com, anywhere. I'm Tony Savino, joined on the line now by Connecticut Attorney General, Stamford resident William Tong. Good morning, Mr. AG, and Happy New Year. How you doing today?
Happy New Year, Tony. Be careful out there. There's a lot of water, a lot of flooding.
A lot of water. All right. Let's talk about illegal cannabis, as you made an announcement yesterday.
Yeah, this is a big problem in our state, and we now have adult-use cannabis in Connecticut. And you know, if you're over 21 and you follow the law here in Connecticut, you can use, and soon you can buy cannabis, but you have to follow the law. Just because we have adult-use cannabis doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. And unfortunately, we're seeing a lot of counterfeit, bootleg products that are being sold, and they're being sold in smoke shops and not in licensed dispensaries. And what's more concerning is that these bootleg products, these fake, counterfeit, illegal products look like common snack foods. In fact, I was handling one yesterday at the press conference. It says Doritos on it, or Ruffles, and it contains cannabis edibles that are much more potent than you could buy in a dispensary. And the risk is, of course, some kid finds it, opens up the bag, eats the whole contents of the bag, and goes to the hospital. And this has happened. We've had poisonings reported to Poison Control 400 times in the last couple of years.
Let me ask you a question. You've taken action against 7 distributors. Now, this wasn't where, well, we got caught, okay, that's it, but they refused to comply. Tell us kind of their attitude toward all this.
Their attitude is, you know, it ranges from, well, there's a loophole, and there's no loophole. You know, they claim that certain products don't count and that there's a loophole, and that's dead wrong. Anything that has 0.3% THC or higher in Connecticut must be sold in a dispensary. I don't care what you call it. And so they say, well, there's a loophole, or we're not doing it. They deny it when it's obvious that they are, or they're just not cooperative. And, you know, we give them, let's just be honest, we don't just whack them. We go in there and we acquire these products, you know, basically catch them in the act, and then we go back more than once. And confirm that they're still doing it. And then we engage with them, sometimes with their lawyers, and we say, look, you're breaking the law here, and we need you to stop doing it. We need you to pay a fine. And we try to work with them. But it is only after repeated attempts to get them to do the right thing when they refuse that we have to sue them. And now we have 10 pending actions against different smoke shops, including a number here in our own backyard.
And are these smoke shops, are they licensed to sell cannabis products?
They're not. They're not dispensaries. They may have a license to sell vape products. They may be able to sell cigarettes, but they're not licensed to sell cannabis products. You have to sell in a licensed dispensary, period. And we all know that that's a very restrictive and regulated process because that's the way the legislature and the governor designed it, to keep people safe. You know, there's a lot of people saying that, well, you're trying to interfere with my right to use cannabis, or you're trying to protect big corporations. No, this is about public safety. It's about the state's system to regulate cannabis. It's a highly regulated system. And that's the only way the legislature was going to do this, which was to have a highly regulated system that kept people safe.
You know, it's interesting when it was legalized. I guess the idea was, okay, we're going to get it off the street. We'll regulate it. It's going to be legal and, you know, a little bit easier. Did you envision that there would be this type of illegal activity going on?
Well, you know, there was a big debate at the time as to whether the black market would continue to persist. And I'm not going to get in the middle of that. That was something that the legislature debated. I was no longer in the legislature when they passed it. I was Attorney General by then. You know, but I think the jury is still out as to whether the black market and illegal products will still be out there. In other states that have done it, like Colorado, there is still a black market in cannabis. And unfortunately, we're seeing here in Connecticut a lot of illegal and bootleg and counterfeit products that are unsafe, they're untested. And then, of course, we're all concerned about illegal illicit products being laced with fentanyl or xylazine and how dangerous and deadly that can be.
We're speaking with Connecticut Attorney General, Stanford resident William Tong. Let's see, you had the solar bankruptcy filing. What was this about? About the solar product?
Vision Solar was a particularly bad actor that went and visited people at their homes and ripped them off. Offered them solar, sold them solar installations they couldn't afford. People that were on fixed incomes, for example, and couldn't afford $100,000 or more solar installation. People that were swindled into signing something they didn't understand. People whose signatures were forged on contracts, saying that they're willing to buy and wanted to buy solar, and then installations that were really shoddy and dangerous and damaging to people's homes. So a variety of problems. We went after them. At first, they denied it. You ask what people do when we go after them. Well, they denied it, and they tried to lawyer us, and then they said, okay, we've changed our practices, even after they denied it, and now they're running to bankruptcy court to shield themselves. We're running into bankruptcy court after them, and we're going to continue to chase them. This is a common maneuver. As you know, the Sacklers and Purdue ran into bankruptcy court to protect themselves. We're not surprised. This is what bad actors often do, and we're going to stay with it.
Okay, and then finally, this I think it's from December, came in after your last appearance. With this a settlement with Google over Play Store.
Yeah, this is a big one. So as you know, I've really ramped up my enforcement activity against the big technology companies for abusing consumers and customers and competitors. And this is an antitrust case against Google. The Google Play Store is one of really two major places that you can go get apps, right? If you're an Android user, if you have a Samsung or something, or a Google Pixel, you go to the Google Play Store. If you have an iPhone, as I do, you go to the App Store, right? And apps are critical. I don't know how it happened. Well, I guess I know how it happened, but it seemed to happen overnight, right? That apps became ubiquitous and necessary for life. You can't bank or make a dinner reservation, make a hotel reservation, pay your credit card bill without an app these days, right? All this happens on apps. But there's really only two places you can get them. And in Google's case, they set up a lot of barriers to competitors. If you had an Android phone, you had to use the Google Play Store. You had to use their payment system. They entered into agreements with app developers to lock them up and to not let them use other app stores or other payment systems. They wouldn't let you advertise lower prices on apps or lower prices on different app stores. And so they did a lot of things to lock people up and to shut out competitors. So we sued them. We went after them. And after a lot of hard work, 52 states entered into a $700 million settlement agreement. Most of that money will go back to consumers who use the App Store from 2016 to 2020. It's not going to be a lot of money, but everybody who was impacted will get a couple bucks back to their Google Play Store account.
You said 52 states. I thought there were only 50 states in the country. What's going on?
Sorry. 52 states, territories, and the district.
Gotcha.
You got to take the 50 plus 6 territories plus the district. No, you're not wrong. We didn't just wake up with two.
Okay. I thought I missed something during the storm. A couple slipped in there. All right. Mr. AG, thanks very much for your time this morning. Appreciate it. We'll talk in February.
Yeah, talk to you in a month. Thanks so much.